Hello all, welcome to the session on IIM Indore's IPM exam strategy. First of all, I would like to welcome all of you to this first of its kind course being introduced by Career Anna with the help of IIM Indore's students. What we have observed over the years is that this particular exam has been gaining a lot of traction among the students like you who aspire to become managers of future. But unfortunately, there is no good course available in the market. That is why we have come up with this course in collaboration with IIM Indore students to help you score high in the exam, because the weightage of 80 exam in the final conversion is pretty high, and if you can score good marks in 80 exam, then your selection is almost sure shot. So now let us just go through the agenda of the session. First of all, we will have a quick overview of IPM exam. Then we will see what should be the overall strategy to attend the exam, which will be followed by section specific strategies focused on maths and English part of the exam. So talking about the overview of the IPM exam, there are 100 questions in the exam, out of which 60 questions will be from mathematics and 40 questions will be from English. For solving a question correctly, you will be getting 4 marks, and for every incorrect answer, 1 mark will be deducted from your score. The total duration of the exam is 120 minutes. Now, while I am talking about the overview, let us keep it in mind that we should be trying to attempt 80 to 85% of the questions in the exam. That is, out of 100, you should be attempting at least 80 to 85 questions to be able to score very high. Now, another aspect of any competitive exam is the accuracy, and it is very important to focus on accuracy as well. While in English it is slightly tough to maintain a pretty high accuracy for an average student, but in mathematics it is possible to maintain a high accuracy, because in mathematics generally you solve a question and you know whether you are getting the right answer or not. So you can at least have some idea of the accuracy. While in English, you actually do not know that what you are marking is 100% right or not. Hence, at times, we cannot maintain the same level of accuracy in English as compared to what we can maintain in maths. Hence, the ideal accuracy to be maintained in the exam can be said as 90% for maths and 80% for English. Now, we understand that the group of students who are going to take the IPM exam will contain the JE aspirants as well as the students from the commerce background, from the biology background, from arts background. So the overall design of the paper, despite the fact that it contains maths, is that every student, irrespective of the stream in class 12, is able to solve maths. So majority of the topics which are given high weightage in maths will be from the level of class 8th to class 10th maths. 95 to 95% of the questions will be of the level of class 10th. Hardly you will find anything above that. Now, if we analyze the trend of IPM exam, the IPM question paper, we see that there are two major topics which have the highest weightage in the exam in terms of number of questions which come from those topics. These two areas are arithmetic and algebra. When I say arithmetic, you should be able to recall the simple topics like time, speed, and distance, time and work, percentage, simple interest from your class 10th. Yes, those topics which were very easy when we all were in class 10th are going to have maximum number of questions in the exam. Now this is followed by very basic topics of algebra like simple equations. You must be able to recall that you used to solve very basic questions in class 10 where if 6x minus 10 is equal to 2 is given to you, you had to find the value of x. Or if similar two equations were given, one had a variable in x, one had a variable in y, you were asked to find the values of x and y. So on those similar lines, you will have very basic questions from algebra. There is no need to worry. There is no need to practice tough questions from past CAT papers, from past NBA exam papers, which have higher difficulty of questions like graphs, parabola, hyperbola, etc., etc. You do not need to go into those topics. Those topics are not going to be focused on the IPM exam. So this is the difference which when we are going to help you to prepare your strategy for IPM are going to introduce. We do not want you to solve MBA exam papers like some of the other students will be doing. We want you to practice a focused set of questions, a focused set of topics, which is actually going to help you to score high with the level matching to the level of IPM exam and not to the level of CAT exam. Now, after arithmetic and algebra, there are a couple of more topics in maths which will have a significantly higher number of questions. These topics are geometry, mensuration, and a very basic level data interpretation. Now, do not get worried when you read the term data interpretation. There is no rocket science there. It's a very simple stuff. The only point is there would be a set of data given to you in the form of a table, a form of a Venn diagram, a form of a bar graph, pie chart, so that you can be tested at your ability to read the data presented to you in different forms. Beyond this, there is nothing difficult in data interpretation. The questions will be very simple. They will ask you to add, subtract, divide, multiply, take out the percentage, check out the fraction, etc. in the questions of data interpretation. Overall level of the maths part of the paper is easy to moderate. Ideal time spent in the section should be 80 to 85 minutes. Especially if you are from non-maths background, you should be spending 80 to 85 minutes in this part of the paper. If you are from a maths background, you might be able to do all the questions or a higher number of questions within say 70-75 minutes. But the ideal time suggested to maintain a high accuracy of 90% in this particular part of the paper, you should be spending 80 to 85 minutes. Now, another question which comes into our mind while we are developing a strategy to take any exam is, what is the ideal attempt I should make in the exam? So out of 60 questions of maths, you should be aiming at attempting 48 to 52 questions at least with a 90% accuracy to be able to score high in the AT exam at the overall level. Do not try to attempt all 60 at the cost of accuracy, at the cost of bringing down the accuracy to say 70-75%. No. Remember, there is a negative marking in the paper. So mark an answer only when you are 100% sure of the answer, especially when you are solving the maths part. Now, let us move ahead to the English part. Like we saw in the maths part of the paper, that there are certain important topics. Similarly, there are certain important topics when it comes to the English part of the paper. These topics are reading comprehension. Reading comprehension is nothing but you will be given a passage of say 400 to 500 words followed by a set of questions based on the passage. You will have to read the passage and answer those questions. How to go about solving it? We will take up as we move ahead in the course in the different parts, in the different modules of the program in which we are going to guide you. The second most important topic is the vocabulary. We have already sent you the first word list. Start going through it. At least go through it, at least skim through it. If not, mug up. You should be able to recall some of those words with some of their meanings so that you can answer the vocabulary based questions. Vocabulary based questions can be in the form of asking another word with a similar meaning, or asking you to identify a word with the opposite meaning, or asking you to fill in the blank with the appropriate word. Another very important topic in the English part of the paper is grammar. Don't get worried, it's a very basic grammar. You will be asked certain stuffs around, say, noun, pronoun, preposition, adverbs, adjectives, articles, just to test you. Right? Do you understand the basic English part? Now, the questions in this can be in the form of a sentence correction question where a sentence will be given to you and you will be asked to identify the correct or the incorrect part of the sentence. Or you will be given a direct question in the form of fill in the blank. Lastly, another important topic for this particular part is the usage of words. Now, usage of words is very strongly linked back to the vocabulary part, which we earlier discussed. So, if you have a decent vocabulary and you understand the meaning of the word, you should be able to use it properly when asked to fill it in a sentence or fill it in a paragraph. Here again, I will like to request you to not jump to the past CAT papers because the CAT covers much broader set of topics which actually are not going to come in the IPM exam. So while you are practicing, whether it is from our material or you are trying to practice some old MBA exam paper, be very selective in terms of what are the topics which are going to come in IPM exam, what are the topics which are not going to come in the exam. In the ideal situation, we will suggest you to just focus for time being on our material so that you do not waste your time studying something which is actually not going to come in the exam. The ideal time spent for this section part of the paper is 40 to 45 minutes. As I discussed earlier, it is slightly tough to maintain a high accuracy in the English part. Hence, even if you can maintain 80% accuracy while solving English questions, it is a very good accuracy. The ideal attempt for the English part, which has 40 questions, is around 32 to 35 questions. So if you see at the overall level, your target should be to score at least 280 marks out of 400 in 80. If you can stretch yourself to go beyond 300. Nothing like that, because a score of 300 plus means, irrespective of how your personal interview goes, you will be able to convert the call and get into your dream institute, IIM Indore. Even at the score of 280, you are 95% in for getting selected for IIM Indore, irrespective of how your personal interview goes. So when we are helping you to prepare for IPM, when we are helping you to score high in IPM exam, our focus with your hard work and our guidance is going to be on the fact that each and every student among you should be scoring at least 280 marks in IPM exam. While from tomorrow onwards, we are going to release a lot of videos, lot of study material, lot of questions to practice for you. This strategy session, I will like to end with a famous quote from William Arthur. If you can imagine it, you can achieve it. And if you can dream it, you can become it. So, the fact that all of you are taking this course, which is designed by IIM Indore students, I believe that you have seen the dream of studying in IIM Indore. And trust me, if you have seen the dream and if you are ready to put in the efforts, no one can stop you from achieving that dream of being the part of a highly coveted premier management institute of the country, that is IIM Indore. In meanwhile, as you study with us, please feel free to reach out to us through email, through calls, for any difficulty, for even the smallest doubt which you face. We are here as your mentors, we are here as your friends, we are here as your faculty to help you score high in the AT exam for IPM course at IIM Indore. And we will ensure that if you support us with the hard work and by doing all the questions and assignments and mock tests which we give it to you, none of you will be denied of a seat at IIM Indore. So once again, I wish you all good luck and I look forward to help you all get the coveted seat at IIM Indore. Thank you.